Hi guys, back in the craft room again with you. I was working on this project after I did my live earlier today, and I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and video it so you guys can see, and I'm going to kind of talk through and tell you a couple ideas that I had. I'm almost done with my mushroom, but I wanted to move over to my bees because I needed to recharge my glue gun. So I am just using marbles that I got at the Dollar Tree. And this is a dish I found over in the section like where the candles are. I was really just looking for a plain dish. They didn't have anything plain. They had this one, but I thought, well, this will work. And it's almost in the shape of a flower. So it's going to be cute in the garden from a little bee drinking station. But I think it's called an incense dish or something. I don't know, because I guess you could put a stick of incense in there. I'm not using it for that. Now I am just putting a dab of E6000 on these little marbles. This is what I'm thinking. So I am going to do this, and I believe that it will cure and it will be completely hard, and there's not going to be any glue anywhere because I'm not going to just put it around like I did on the mushroom. I'm going to put it specifically on the bottom of these marbles, and I'm going to just kind of place them here and there. I'm going to try to leave some openings, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not going to use hot glue for these just because I feel like I can just get it to hold well enough to let it set up on its own if I can get it to stay in place. And my thought here, as I was doing this, I thought, yeah, I need to do that, keep the marbles in place. But then I was like, but do I? So for this one, I had already started it. I'm going to go ahead and keep the marbles glued to it and put the water out. But I'm also going to just keep an eye on it. For the other one, I think I'm just going to put some marbles on it, and wherever they are, they are. And I think between that and this little kind of raised edge, it kind of comes up, you know, in a cup design. I think it's going to be fine just because I don't want to do anything at all. You know, E6000 takes longer to set up. So if I hit one, it's going to move. But I don't want to do anything at all to harm the bees. You know, I just want to provide some drinking for them. So that's the only thing that makes me a little leery about this. But I think it's going to be okay just because it's directly under where I have the marbles. Anyway, if you've got thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them because I am doing this to help them. I don't want to hurt them. But I'm also thinking, oh, you know, if I have the marbles loose, then they could come off easier. But then again, they could come off easier and I could clean the dish if I needed to. Because even though I might put some water in it initially, rainwater is going to affect it. And you know how that can be, especially in a humid area where I live. You can get mold and mildew and stuff. But again, this is $1.25. The whole bag of marbles was $1.25. So it's not like I've lost a lot if I have to throw it away and replace it. And, you know, we're just going to go with that. But I just wanted to bring you along for that thought process. Look, I can't even get this guy to stay still. There we go. It's wanting to slide. And I may also use a couple of, you know, I had a big bag of these clear ones too, and of the other blue ones. So I might use those a little bit here. Oh, come on, stay still. Stay still. I may use these big ones on the one where I just take, you know, like this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I might just use a couple of these on, you know, this dish here. Obviously, I went with the blue and white theme, but honestly, it was only because that was what they had in the store that I went to, and I didn't go to a couple of them. But the whole idea, you could even just use some rocks or stones if you have some in your garden or something like that. But these, I'm not going to glue. I'm just going to kind of stick them around. And the flat ones might actually be better on this one than the marbles, now that I think of it. Because really, they just need a little bit of a place to stand. Oh, look, guys, we have one. Oh, no, it was showing the yellow behind it. I thought it was green. They just need a place to stand on to drink the water. And I hope you'll look at my page. I put a little excerpt to show you where I had gotten this idea from. So I'm only going to put a few on this one. I don't think I'm going to do a ton. Oh, I am off. Oh, I like patterns, you guys. Let me see. I like patterns, and my pattern's off. My pattern's off. Gotta fix that. I like some things that are very, you know, not structured, I guess. I don't know what the right term is, I want to say. Not symmetrical, but then again, there are times where I need that symmetry. So we might just put another marble here. I don't know. Maybe I won't put the blue ones. Y'all, whatever. You know, you do you. You do what works for you. I'm sure the bees really care. It doesn't. It's just things have to be pleasing to my eye when I create them. So that's what I'm doing with that. But anyway, I hope that gives you an idea. But you could use rocks. You can use anything. And I think that you would be okay not gluing them to these little bee stations. But I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more around the sides here, just because I want to make sure that they have some little footholds. But I'd love to know if you try this idea. And I am going to be thrifting. I'm going to be on the hunt for a deviled egg platter because I'm going to put a big one. Maybe I'll put a big one like in one garden out front, and then I'll put these little ones out back. Okay, my friends, I finally finished most of them. I'm to the point where I'm ready to glue. I got one mushroom done and 2 of the little bee drinking stations finished. And it only took me all afternoon. Who knew gluing gems on a bowl would take so long? To be honest, I took several breaks because I have company coming and I have a lot of things to get done for tomorrow. So I took some breaks, like when things were drying or when I was recharging the battery for the, what do you call it? The glue gun, the cordless glue gun. So I didn't take breaks, but I stopped in the craft room and I went and did things in other parts of the house. So to be honest, so that's why it's so late and I'm finishing this up, but they're going to be adorable. So I'm to the point now where I am ready to glue everything. And I'm going to turn the hot glue gun on. I'm not sure if I'll need it or not. And guess what? I put my E6000 up. And I don't know why I even did that. I know I needed it. So anyway, I'm going to show you how it turned out. So here's how some of them are still falling off. Okay, here's how the bowl turned out. So I used a lot. I left the bottom. I left one little section that I decided not to glue. But I just kind of intermingled the clear and the blue all around. I put the E6000 on it first, and then I used the hot glue to adhere it so it would grab it quick. Then, of course, I had some openings. That's what you're hearing right now, falling. I had some openings, so I used those little teeny tiny like iridescent seed beads that I had a jar of, and I filled it in. I didn't do it 100%. It's not in every little crevice, but I did a lot, and I just used the E6000 for picking up that, or Stick Fast to grab a hold of those, and then it'll set up as long as it takes, overnight. So now what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to flip this over. You still hear them. I'm going to be cleaning those up for a while. I'm going to go ahead and attach I think I decided I was going to work with the purple one first. Not sure when I'm going to get to this one, this pretty pink one, but I will do it. I'm just not sure when. I don't have time this week. Maybe not till the end of next week. I don't have time again. But we're going to add some E6000 here. And I think I'm going to leave it sit upside down at night. Well, I'll probably flip it over and take a picture. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll wait and take a picture tomorrow. I'll just set it up. I don't know, y'all. I'm on the fly here. I did, on this guy, I sprayed a coat after I finished with my I added a few more. I found another size of my little daubers, my little foam daubers, and I made some other size of the polka dots because I just felt like it needed some more. And I did one little teeny tiny bee, my interpretation of a bee. I'm not a drawing artist. I won't claim for that. But I just did that. But I did spray it with some clear coat sealer just because I thought it might help it hold up a little bit, since it's going to be outside. And I didn't use like outdoor paint. I don't know if that makes a difference. So the one thing with this color, this was the color coral, whatever that coral color was called. I forgot what it's called now. It really isn't that much different than the terracotta. If you can see inside, there's the terracotta. Obviously, this is more of a matte and it's a brownish undertone, whereas this is, the coral. It's got the pink and the orange undertone. So it's still going to be cute, but that was how that one turned out. The other one in the dragon fruit is out drying, and I did white polka dots on that one. So I'm going to post a picture of that tomorrow. And I did a couple little yellow bees, and guess what I did? I just put my finger in some of the leftover yellow paint and put it on there. Do you remember how you used to do those like with the kids? Use a fingerprint and do little critters. So that's kind of what I did on those. On the other one, I did a couple more of those. So just for fun, this is mine, and it's going to be fun in the garden. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and add our E6000 because I wanted to finish this last step with you guys. This one, I'm going to use the little tray that I actually glued the marbles and the little gems down. As you can see, I'm going to put that on this one, and then the other one, the dragon fruit one, I am just going to leave them loose. I just have a couple, and I forgot, you guys, I did find another color marble. So this is like a greenish, a really pretty greenish color as opposed to the blue. So it's kind of almost like an aqua turquoisey kind of color. So those I'm going to leave loose, and I'm going to put that one on the dragon fruit color one. But like I said, that's out. I just sprayed it with the clear coat sealer, so that's out drying. Leave it out in the garage for a little while until it gets that done. So anyway, tomorrow, I hope you'll stay tuned because tomorrow I'll post pictures as well. But I just wanted to show you what I was going to do. I'm just going to put a bead around here. You know, this E6000 is wonderful. It doesn't need like a ton, but I am going to kind of build up a little bit in the middle too, just in case, because I just want to be sure I get good, you know, adhesion. Because once it's in the garden, it won't go in. Now, that's not true, because I'll probably... I will probably take it in when it's winter time, when I get ready to put away all my, you know, garden decor for winter. Now, hopefully I can just kind of eyeball this because I'm an eyeballer, and just put that right in the middle. Can you guys see that? Let me scoot you down a little bit. I'm going to put that right in the middle. This was so fun. I'm so glad I've got a chance to make this. Now I feel like I need to go back to that Family Dollar and get those $5 solar lights to stick up under it. Maybe I'll wait until this weekend, because my friend and I like to go to that one. It's a combination Family Dollar and Dollar Tree store. So it's always fun to go in there. So I'm just making sure it grabs a hold of it. And I think it's going to be fine if I just do it this way and leave it set. And then this one, the same thing. Since I already glued it on the bottom, I'm going to take the sticker off. Since I already glued it on the gems on, look, my E6000 is dropping. Oh, I said I was going to use a bead of hot glue. Dang it. I forgot, y'all. Let's see. Let me do that too, just to be sure, because I did heat it up. Let's go ahead and do that just to be sure. It grabs a hold. I tell you what, it doesn't take much for me to forget. Are you guys like that too? Please tell me you are. All right, and then that way it'll hold up. That was the missing piece. I just looked over, I'm like, oh yeah. So let's try that again. And then now maybe this time it'll grab a hold with the hot glue and hold on to it. But my E6000 is dripping. I hate when that happens. All right, so I'm gonna use both hands at the same time, you guys. I'm gonna try to focus and use both hands at the same time. I hope you enjoyed this fun little project, and I appreciate y'all joining us today in our event. Hopefully this gets some spring vibes coming your way, and you're excited about some projects, whether it was the paper crafting, or whether it was the little wood kit, or the crackle project Christy did, or there was a lot of paper projects today. So there's lots of options of things you could do for fun. And then my little, okay, always try to squeeze it a little bit to get it back in there at the end so it doesn't drip out. I'm going to try to grab that. Ooh, what can I use? All right, that's probably set up. I'm going to use my little, already had supper and everything. Hubby fixed supper for us tonight. I'm just going to put that in the middle since it's, pick it up off my mat. And we're going to put a little dab of hot glue on here too, a little bead of it, just to kind of reinforce what we're doing and kind of grab a hold of it quick. All right. And then we're just going to let these sit overnight. So that's it. How dang cute is that, y'all? Wish me luck in thrifting. I'll probably do some thrifting this weekend with my girlfriend that's coming, because we like to do that too. And I don't think the weather's going to be perfect for the beach, unfortunately. We had a perfect weekend last weekend, and earlier this week it was really nice. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be cooler. We will still go, but it won't be as nice for spending as much time on the beach. So I'm sure we're going to do some other fun stuff like we do when she comes, when it's not summer. But I'm going to be on the lookout for like a deviled egg tray, a glass one. I want to do glass. I don't want to put plastic in the, number one, we get crazy winds here, hurricanes, bad summer storms. So I don't want it to blow away. But then also I just don't want to have to worry about whether it's going to crack or whether it's going to, you know, develop more mold. I feel like it's going to be less chance of that happening if I use these kinds of things. So that's it. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Let me know if you try any of these, and I will post a picture tomorrow. Have a great evening, and be blessed.